I knew Roger a bit later than many of you did. You got in on this before it was cool. I did not. When I knew him, he ran a semi-regular poker game. I don't know if anyone here was at any of those. Laura, yeah. It was a good game. $5 buy-in, which meant you couldn't lose more than $5. And plus, you always bought pizza, and I always made sure to eat more than $5 worth of pizza. So no matter what, I'm ahead. That's how they get you. Well, it's how I get you. But it meant that, if you won, you'd be leaving with $10-15 that, frankly, I could really use back then. It's beer money. Enough to be worth playing for, not enough to screw you up if you lose. And he wasn't one of those poker jerks who are like, Texas Hold'em is the only real game. I've memorized all the equations. Okay, I'm basically a computer. Those guys are the worst. He liked playing weird variants. Old-fashioned ones, we do 7-card stud. Ridiculous ones, do zombie shield. There's one poker variant called capitalism that he'd play. It involved dropping coins and bidding for cards, and absolutely too complicated to be worth it. But we played it, and one time in between hands, I was making sure to get my $5 worth of pizza, and we were just chatting, and it came out that Roger and I were the only people present who were familiar with Columbo, the best mystery show. And we were shocked and outraged because we're both pretentious jerks. Well, he was also the only man I ever knew who was nearly as much of an overdressed fop as myself. I always respected that about him. We differed on ties. He had magnificent ties, carefully done. I have sworn my life to oppose them, but other than that. Anyway, at this poker game, we were trying to explain Columbo and why it's good, why it's the best show. And instead we just did it. I said, okay, look, this is going to be quicker. Turned to Hobbs and said, I'm Peter Falk. You're a rich bastard who murdered his wife. Let's do this. And he, playing how he, shot her in the front hall and made it look like a burglar. And he'd come down. I was just like, well, that's very interesting, sir. So you say that you did not see the guy who shot your wife, but you did hear the gunshot. And, it's like, yes, and it's very tragic, but, one must move on at the times. He sounded like Thurston Howell from Gilligan's Island. That was his rich guy voice. Oh, yes, well, And, we both knew the beats of the show well enough that we could just improv for like 20 minutes the highlight reel of an entire 90-minute Columbo. Where he's like, well, I suppose it could have been some sort of gang-related activity. Oh, yeah, no, sir, I thought of that, and we've been talking to every gang leader in the city. We've got them brought them in, and none of them know anything about it, so I think we've got to eliminate the gang angle, sir. Oh, well, I greatly appreciate your diligence, Lieutenant. And finally tied it up with, sir, that hi-fi room that you got in your mansion here. There was a magazine article about that. And, it said that was the most soundproof room in private hands on the West Coast. So that room is directly between your bedroom and the front door. And it is physically impossible for you to have heard that gunshot. I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to come with me. It was one of the best storytelling experiences I have ever had in my life. And I've had a few. Because it was just so spontaneous, so natural. And it was with someone else who understood story structure. And did a good Thurston Howell impression.